from InfoChammel Network's high-definition broadcast television center, it's Info Live Now. A public service broadcast signal from InfoChammel.
All right, we're live. Welcome to Info Live Now on InfoChammel. Your more than 100% positive HD TV live window to maximum satisfaction. I'm Davey Four, CEO of InfoChammel, and I hope everyone in your info cluster is staying safe, sane, and satisfied in these strange times. We're here every Thursday night, 7:47 PST. We are right here for Info Live Now, where normally we have Teleboard bringing you Posi info, along with your live calls direct to the InfoChammel corporate info line, giving our viewers an opportunity to get the info they need directly from our team of advanced info specialists. But tonight is something very, very special. It's a rare and fascinating opportunity to speak directly with the inventor and creator of InfoChammel's numerous advanced technologies. He's an elusive man, rarely giving interviews, if ever. So this is very special. I'm speaking, of course, of InfoChammel's founder and chief technologist, the unparalleled Mr. Fred Furner. He's waiting on the line, ready to, we're about to go live with Fred. We'll have an in-depth interview with Fred for the first half hour, and then we'll open up the phone lines for the second half at around 8:17 p.m. as we broadcast Posi information through the stream waves direct to your CRT, smart TV, or touch tablet. I remind all of those watching that InfoChammel's signal contains HC2K Technolock, an electronic positivity enhancing subsignal which is intended to increase viewer positivity and productivity through direct neural vibrational enhancement. See website for details. If you were sent here tonight by a friend or a famous new wave rock star or anyone else, and it's your first time learning about InfoChammel, know that your friend is a true friend by making the introduction, and you couldn't have picked a better time to get to know the #1 HD television channel in the multiverse. Welcome aboard. Thanks for tuning in to InfoChammel. So before we get started, I'll ask you all to support public service television by subscribing to InfoChammel on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Our 24-hour flagship platform is Roku on smart TVs. Download our free app in the Roku store. It's been around since 2014. We've had over 10,000 downloads. Also download our free smart TV app for Amazon Fire TV if that's what you have. And if you love InfoChammel's programming, and only if you can afford it, please donate to allow our global community television service to expand and bring new vibrant content to your HD TV window of satisfaction. We'll take all the support we can get. Without you, our vision for a better way to HD TV might never fully come into focus. We thank you for your support. All the colors to you. All right. Now we've gotten our business out of the way, it's time for us to talk with the man many consider the centerpiece of this great and powerful channel, the inventor of HC2K Technolock, the creator of Teleboard, right here, one of his incredible inventions. He also created Speed Scroll, and Flip Flash. He's our founder, the great Fred Furner. That's coming right up, right after this message.
InfoChammel, always on.
Hi there, good people of
global pandemic.
Did you know that when it comes to your TV, there's better choices than 500 channels of nothing? How about getting one great channel of something? And for absolutely free, no hidden costs. What am I talking about? I'm speaking about the amazing HD TV breakthrough known as InfoChammel, of course. It's the world's #1 HD television channel, and for good reason. It's a free public service with no ifs, ands, or buts. Just great info screens and music, along with incredible promos, all invisibly coded with InfoChammel's proprietary Technolock signal to increase your positive vibrations. Hey, why not give it a try? It's free. Subscribe today at www.infochammel.com. Let me spell it for you. Info, CHAMMEL.com.
Let's hear some.
All right, it's finally the time we've all been waiting for. Our guest tonight is an absolute legend in the world of television technology, having pioneered such technologies as an early form of HD known as enhanced resolution video imaging, major advancements in television-based hyperlearning, the inventor of the game-changing HC2K Technolock Posi Hypno-encoded teletext technology, and if that wasn't enough, his latest engineering achievement, Teleborg 1, the autonomous HD TV hyperswitcher, which has quickly become the backbone for our new wave of live stream info programming. He is the subject of a soon-to-be-released official corporate mini-documentary called Shaping HD TV Destiny, of which we will see some clips from tonight. Please welcome to Info Live Now, the founder, chief technical officer, and COO of InfoChammel Networks, my mentor and partner, the great Fred Furner. How are you doing, Ferny?
Hey, top of the evening to you, Davy boy. Excellent. I'm doing well. Thank you. You know, I've been holed up in quarantine at our 76G, which is our Paramount Mountain Subterranean Television Research Facility for, can you believe it? 47 days straight now, Davy boy. Well, which has been a challenge, and let me tell you why. Seeing as though toilet paper is in short supply, you got to get inventive over here in the lair. Well, we've got plenty to eat, though. We've got plenty to eat here, but only simulated sunshine, so my tan is suffering a bit. And we got a few minor inconveniences, like I haven't been able to shave. And Davey, you know how I love my pronounced mustache. But, you know, the sequestering has emboldened my focus even more. And I, along with our engineering team, and I give them a shout out, while we continue to develop and enhance Teleborg remotely as our live streaming tests evolve.
Well, Ferny, since your emergency announcement just weeks ago that fast-tracked the deployment of Teleborg for immediately streaming to the world, and we got to thank you for that, and despite some bumps in the road, it's been a complete success from what I've witnessed, and I'm sorry to hear about the toilet paper situation.
Well, thank you, Davey. We've been encouraged by the initial returns, and I am managing the toilet paper situation, so no worries there. You know as well as I do that InfoChammel has been on the front lines trying to separate viewers from grimformation for years. I like that term because it's important for the viewers to know about grimformation. But I'll tell you, this current crisis, it's all but caused a catastrophic tsunami of grimformation, and that no one seems to be talking about. Now, this grimformation pandemic has all but replaced any semblance of posi info within the mass media sphere, and with no end in sight. And let me tell you, and will no doubt have a disastrous effect on the world's psyche. This goes out to you, Davey, and the viewers out there. The need for InfoChammel's positivity-infused programming, believe me, has never been more important and necessary.
Well, I couldn't agree with you more, Fern. I just want to thank you personally for the sacrifices you've made to step up and make this Teleborg technology available far sooner than it was intended to be rolled out.
Well, I got to tell you, so many of us in the world are doing our part to bring relief to those in need. And I think a lot of your viewers and our subscribers are doing just that. That's why they're here. That's why they're on this show watching. But as far as what we're doing to improve the positivity of disseminated information, yes, you're right, Davey. That's very important. But I got to say this. But it's not even close to the sacrifices and overwhelming workload of the world's healthcare workers. I want to plug them right now, Davey, because it's massively important. My hat goes off to these heroes, and I would hope that our viewers, our subscribers, would keep these angels of mercy in their prayers and put out some social media for these folks. Tell them you thank them from your heart. And that comes from Fred Furner himself.
Well, I couldn't have said it better, Fred. So there's been a lot of stories about you over the years, most based on the facts of your many accomplishments, but also lately there's been an emerging list of whacked out, unsubstantiated rumors. I swear, if I hear another Fred Furner CIA TV mind control conspiracy story, I don't know what I'm going to do. But knowing you and being your friend, this garbage really upsets me, knowing your true uplifting intentions.
Well, Davey, that's heartfelt, my friend. Unfortunately, we live in a world where anybody can say anything about somebody, and it becomes what I call new truth. That's happening, and it's happening now. The mainstream media, the fake news, the ones who believe they hold the power over the world, well, they generate tons of misinformation, which I call grim information on a daily basis. It's sickening. Now, personally, I find these stories quite amusing because, well,
Fred, are you still there?
Frankly,
Fred,
our mission.
Hey, Fred, I'm sorry, you're breaking up there.
Any attention?
We just lost your signal for a second. You can go ahead.
Okay, so what I was saying, Davey, and hang on one sec. Bob? Yeah, check the H2K on that, will ya? All right, babe. Love you. What I was saying, Davey, is personally I find these stories kind of amusing, and I said, at my IQ, you have to. You got no other choice. And frankly, I'm too busy with our mission for our viewers and our subscribers to really pay these idiots any attention. And I don't want to, be the guy that's bad-mouthing people, but let's just face it, they're idiots. You've expressed your concern to me before regarding this stuff, and I appreciate that. It shows how sharp you are, Davey, and I am happy to have you on my team. But to be honest, I don't even consider them a part of my reality, my joy, basically.
Yeah, well, I get that. Well, as you know, despite your initial grievances against it, we've attempted to set the record straight by producing a new mini documentary, Fred Furner Shaping HD TV Destiny, which is scheduled for release this upcoming Info Day 0.8, or May 15th, 2020, for those who don't know.
Yeah, well, you know me, Davey. I'm really not into being the center of attention. I like to be at the nucleus, the core, working out the problems that blare out into the universe. But that being said, I thought you guys did a really nice job on the piece. Watched it the other day. Very happy with your guys' work.
Well, thanks for that, Ferny. We think it's important for our subscribers to learn the history of this advanced technology, which is what had originally drawn myself to you way back in 1985 with your company InfoChammel. I remember reading about it in Video Maker magazine, and at the time I was only 11. I was completely fascinated with the teletext digital television technology of the day, and InfoChammel, your company, was literally taking that to the next level with things like direct neural response and hyperlearning.
Yes. It was a very exciting time for me and our team, Dave. But as you know, it was a short-run, basically, deal. We were operational for only a year before the disaster struck, and well, we lost everything.
Yeah, what a complete and horrible tragedy. If the viewers aren't already familiar, your TV company InfoChammel suffered a catastrophic fire in 1986 that destroyed everything and ended your technology development, at least officially, until you and I partnered up almost 30 years later and created InfoChammel in 2012. With that disaster, the two names that always come to my mind are Dick Mazer and Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh. We've actually got a clip from Fred Furner, Shaping HD TV Destiny, that discusses this time of your life. Let's take a look.
Upon returning from the war, Fred moved to California and got in television electronic design, moving between several firms. By 1985, Fred had developed a bold vision and formed the company InfoChammel with electronics developer Richard Mazer, with the goal of taking the then emerging standard definition teletext technology and bringing it to the next level, combining it with techno-hypnosis, increased line resolution, and a number of video-based hyperlearning technologies such as speed scroll and flip flash. Of course, Fred's crown jewel was developing the now world-renowned HC2K Technolock subliminal hypnotic encoding pattern. News of Fred's inventions soon spread and were making waves in the broadcast technology industry. InfoChammel was just taking off when disaster struck just 12 months to the day after the company was founded. A harrowing fire leveled their studio lab, killing lab assistant Julie Wolseley and destroying all of Fred's advanced innovations. InfoChammel was forced to fold, and Fred retreated to the northern mountains of California and became a video technician at a small AV-TV equipment supply store.
So, Fred, any thoughts on what we just looked at?
Well, Davey, I really don't like talking about the tragedy. It brings some sorrow to me. A woman was killed, and my life's work had been destroyed. It was completely and totally devastating. Now, you mentioned my partner with InfoChammel at the time, Dick Mazer. Well, legally, I can't say much about the guy, other than he has gone on to form Transhift. It's a very successful video signal processing company that is, well, honestly, has completely cornered the global market and basically now do video signal enhancement for every major television network in the world. Might I say, except ours, of course. Now, Dave, I want you to soak on that fact for a minute, okay? Prince Philip was a friend of Dick's and visited our lab just days before the accident, which, oh, come on, as you know, has never sat right with me.
Yeah, it's weird, and I don't know, is there anything else you're comfortable with sharing about the disaster or your relationship with Dick Mazer?
No. Sorry. There is no relationship with Dick Mazer. I can't even say that man's name right. I'm so get angry. I'll repeat it. No, there is no relationship with Dick Mazer. He's not a person I'm interested in ever associating with ever, and end of story. I think I've said enough, and I'd really prefer if we just move on to another subject.
All right, no problem. However, I just thought I'd mention to our viewers that the Dick Mazer we're speaking of is actually the very same Dick Mazer, CEO spokesperson of these Mr. Pillow infomercials that we've seen on the TV, which is really an odd twist to the...
Well, listen, Davey, please, and all you viewers out there, listen to me. Do not buy those pillows. End of story. Davey, moving on.
All right, no problem. I just wanted to clarify that. So moving on. Info Day 0.8 is right around the corner, as it always seems to fall on May 15th of every year. There are so many people that ask me the meaning and purpose of Info Day, and I can't think of a better person to fill us in with its mission and meaning.
Oh, I'm glad you asked that question. Very good question, Davey. Davey, as you and our wonderful subscribers and viewers out there know, InfoChammel has a unique temporal chart to provide positive video information for up to 11,000 years. Now, because this period of time, well, it far exceeds that of any other corporate charter on the planet's surface, we needed a clear way to mark the time as well as bring awareness to televised positivity enhancement. So, on our first official day of operations, May 15th, 2012, keep that date in mind, viewers, we instigated the creation of a temporal marker system unique to InfoChammel. Let me repeat that. We instigated the creation of a temporal marker system unique to InfoChammel. Only InfoChammel has it. Now, this is known as the Info Day system. Each Info Day lasts a period of 11 years, do the math, as marked by the Gregorian calendar. Davey, now, as you are quite aware, you, Davey, have been assigned to the role of CEO for the first Info Day. That is to say, the first 11 Earth years of the project. Well, when we reach Info Day in just over 3 years, our board will assign organizational leader to helm the network for the next Info Day. And we also use Info Day, might I say, to celebrate the effectiveness of Posi Info and the spread through the world of a better way to HD TV.
Yeah, that's very well said, Fred. Info Day, it's my favorite holiday, along with 47 Day. Just really looking forward to that. It's coming up in just a couple weeks. So what's on the docket for this upcoming Info Day?
Well, Davey, again, a great question, and I think the viewers need to hear this. I'm glad that we're able to schedule to hold our first ChamCom 1 in Chicago. We had it scheduled, and here's the bummer of this situation. We had it scheduled to be at the Chicago, at the Design Museum of Chicago on Info Day 0.8, but of course the crisis, the virus postponed this event till later in the year. We're still planning, Davey, to do a day of telethon fundraising as well as release the new material, including the Shaping HD TV Destiny mini documentary that you mentioned earlier. Now, ultimately, I just want to take the day to spread the word to the world that there is really a positive alternative to the more widely accessed media giants which I get so frustrated, Davey. They basically are literally soaking the world with poppy-tart and grimformation.
Yeah.
I gotta calm down.
Yeah, no, I understand. I'm with you, Ferny. The hoopla and excitement surrounding Info Day, it's always breathtaking. But the true excitement, the really good stuff, is seeing the looks on the faces of a new viewer. It's that joyously overwhelmed look when they get the positive vibrations, they just hit them for the first time. It's the InfoChammel experience.
Yeah. The InfoChammel experience. Davey, for all brothers, sisters, mothers, and fathers of the universe, I want to throw it out there in the airwaves. I want you to soak this up, because joy, folks, is what has meaning in life.
Yeah, hail Furner. Fred, we've got to take a break and hear from our sponsors and take a station ID. But you've told me that when we come back, we've got a very special surprise you've got to share with us. Looking forward to that. We'll be right back after this with Fred Furner.
Tired of fake news and real news? Don't worry, we've got you covered. InfoChammel.
My logic tells me to follow the status quo, but my balls tell me to InfoChammel. InfoChammel, hardy and robust, daring and insightful, and always unbelievable. Try InfoChammel for free and start channeling through to greater knowledge and enjoyment. The InfoChammel way. Get the info at www.infochammel.com.
And okay, we're back with the one and only Fred Furner here live taking your calls. Now, here's how this is going to work. Fred and I can hear the callers, but the callers cannot hear Fred. This is because Fred is in a secure location. So when you call in, please tell us your name, where you're calling from, and then ask your concise question to Mr. Fred Furner. I thank you, and I will thank you, and then end the call, and then Fred will answer your question. So you're going to just answer your question. Fred will hear you. He'll start to answer right away, and then you'll probably hang up and listen to your answer, okay? So that's how we're going to do this. We're going to open up the phone lines. You can call in now and talk directly, or you can ask your question directly straight to Mr. Fred Furner. Pretty exciting stuff. What do you think, Ferny?
Well, I'll tell you what, Davey, things are magical today. They're magical.
They are magical. We got our first call. Here we go.
Thanks for calling InfoChammel. You're about to ask your question to Mr. Fred Furner. Can you please tell us your name and where you're calling from?
Oh, hi. I'm S from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. How's it going?
S from Milwaukee. I love it.
Hey.
So what is your question
Right.
for Mr. Fred Furner?
Mr. Fred Furner, my question to you is, did you ever figure out who XTV is? Thank you very much. You have a great day.
Okay. All right. Great. Thank you.
Hello. Bye.
Fred, now I'm not sure that you're aware of what he's talking about. He was asking, what is XTV, he said. But I think what he's referring to is we had a pirate break-in a few weeks ago. I did tell you about it in one of our briefings, but anyway, we're on top of it, Fred. It's nothing to worry about.
All right, well, I trust you, Davey.
Okay, we got another call coming in.
Hi, thanks for calling InfoChammel. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hey, my name's Waldo, and I'm calling from New Orleans.
Okay, great, Waldo. What's your question for Mr. Fred Furner? And he can hear you. You can say hi to him if you like. You just won't be able to hear him.
Yeah. What made you guys create the InfoChammel?
I'm sorry, what's the question?
Yeah. What made you create the InfoChammel?
What made you create InfoChammel? That's the question. Okay, well, thanks so much for calling. Let's hear what he has to say.
Well, thank you, Waldo. That's a great question. But let me tell you, some things happened. I can't talk about them now, but when they happened, it changed my heart. And as I so much talk about this grim information that's out there, it's folks like you, Waldo, that I changed it for. I decided to use the gifts that I was given to bring about in this world a change, positivity coming into this world. You know what I'm saying, Waldo? It's basically for you, Waldo, and for everybody else that's listening right now and all the folks that are going to eventually come to us. You know what I'm saying?
That's great, Fred. Meanwhile, the phone is ringing off the hook. What can I say? People want to talk to Fred Furner. You can try again, and we will get your calls. That's a great answer, by the way, Fred. I can't thank you enough for developing his technology, it just fascinated me, and that's what connected us two together. All right, let's get another call for Mr. Fred Furner.
Hi, thanks for calling InfoChammel. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Eric Arneville. I'm from Louisiana.
Okay, great. Another call from Louisiana. What's your question for Mr. Fred Furner?
I just want to know if I can hear a Furner's Learner right now off the dome.
Oh, I like that. Okay, we'll pass that on to Ferny, and he heard that, so he'll give you a nice quote of
Okay,
inspiration.
thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Bye.
Ferny, he's looking for a Furner's Learner, which is basically a little nice antidote right out of Fred Furner's mouth. What could it be?
Well, what was the caller's name? I'm sorry, I missed that.
Oh my gosh, I missed it too. He's calling from Louisiana.
He was from Louisiana.
Two calls from Louisiana.
Right, great state. Thanks for calling in. Well, here's one for you. I cried because I had no shoes until I saw the man who had no feet.
I love it. That is a classic Furner's Learner, right off the dome as requested. So you can't stump Ferny, that's for sure. More calls coming your way. Right here to you, Fred.
Thanks for calling InfoChammel. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Kenji, and I'm from New York.
Hi, Kenji. What is your question for Mr. Fred Furner?
My question to Fred Furner, the Furner man, what's your favorite type of shirt?
Favorite type of shirt? All right, well,
Yeah.
let's find out. Thank you so much for calling.
Thank you. Bye.
Well, okay, Kenji, thanks for the call. Let me tell you something. That's a great question because, we all go into the department stores or we shop online. I'm a little older, so I still go into the stores because I like to try them on. But I like a shirt that fits perfectly. It's got to be something I'm going to wear every day. And if I put it on in the dressing room, let's say, Kenji, and I go in there and I put that darn thing on and I feel like a horse's ass, you know what? I put it back on the rack and I go out and look for the shirt that's going to fit me just right. So take it from an older man, the Furner's been up there with. If you look for a shirt, Kenji, if you look for a shirt, make sure it fits and you are going to love it and you're going to wear it every day. That's all I got to say about shirts.
I love it. If anyone loves shirts, it's definitely you. I mean, every time I've seen you, you've had a shirt on ever since we've known each other.
Well, I believe in shirts, Davey. I mean, shirts have a place in this world.
That's for sure. That's for sure, actually. Let's take some more.
Sure.
Make some more calls here. Take your questions. Go straight to one of the great technology creators of our time.
Thanks for calling. Need your name and where you're calling from.
Hey, this is Steve from Patuki.
Steve from Patuki. And what's your question for Mr. Fred Furner?
So Mr. Furner, I just started getting into the InfoChammel, and I started collecting colors.
Okay.
And I'm wondering, how many colors do I need to collect, and how long is it going to take me to collect all?
Okay, great. How many colors are you going to need to collect, to get your maximum satisfaction? Is that what you're looking for?
Yes.
All right, great.
Thanks so much.
All right, let's see what he has to say.
Well, Steve, hey, thanks for calling in. Let me tell you something. I was in Patuki back in, I think it was 93. Had to go through there. I was on a little drive through there. I can't really talk about where I was going, but I stayed there and I met a gal named Sally Mae. Now, I don't know if Sally Mae's still there or not, but we had some fun. All right, so we're going to talk about colors. Colors. Well, that is a great question, Steve. And I'm glad you asked it because colors are the vibrational magnitude which brings joy, positivity, and you can't see them at first. It's after those colors have laid into and energized an object that we then see those colors. So how many colors do we need? Well, you know what? That's an individual choice. Like I said when I was talking before on the phone with Davey during our interview, I said, when we send out that free color that we're going to send out to you guys during this whole pandemic thing as our way of saying thank you for being viewers and subscribers, the question was, when will we receive it? Well, a lot of it depends on the positivity of the viewer themselves. So, Steve, the answer is, what do you need? How many colors do you need? And everyone that's looking for colors has to ask themselves that same question. How much color do you need in your life? And we all need colors. So think about it, do the homework, and the next time we talk, Steve, tell me how many colors you need, and I'll get them to you.
Yeah, we all need colors, that's for sure. Love that. I want to remind everyone about the program that you just brought up, the Nicer Days program. If people need some relief, you can email InfoChammel@gmail.com with the subject line Nicer Days, and we will send you apparently, depending on how positive you are, you will at some point you will receive your 47,000 video color info screen straight to your email. So take part of that program if you need some relief. Let's get another call here.
Hi, thanks for calling InfoChammel. Can I get your name and where you're calling from?
Yeah, this is Dan Funk from New Orleans.
Dan Funk?
Yeah.
Okay, great. From New Orleans as well. So what's your question for Mr. Fred Furner?
I was going to ask him how he got his nickname Ferny, and if it was because he resembled a fern.
Okay, that's a great question. Okay, thanks for calling.
Okay, thank you for responding.
All right.
Well, Dan, that's a great question. Yeah, how I got my name Ferny. Well, as I was working through throughout my career, people just kind of gravitated to Ferny. They knew my name was Fred. They knew my name was Furner. They knew, but both names started with an F. So one thing led to another, and I think it was, who was that? That was Jerry Jackson. Yeah, Jerry Jackson was the first one that ever called me Ferny. Well, that kind of caught on, and I love it. It's a great nickname. I think it's great, and I think I will stick with it. Now, do I look like a fern? Well, if you want me to look like a fern, I will look like a fern for you. How about that, buddy? All right. Thanks for the question.
I love it. Personally, I don't think you look like a fern at all. But I do like calling you Ferny because, it just kind of, people sometimes get the impression when they're working with you because you're really intense when it comes to your work, and some people might get the wrong impression that you're actually just a wonderful guy, a real light guy, and I think Ferny's a good match for that. So let's
thank you.
Yeah. Let's see if we got any more questions for the great Mr. Fred Furner coming your way. So yeah, Ferny, this has been a great opportunity here. We get to talk to some of the great people that follow you, and it's a big deal. So, thank you for making yourself available to us here on our
Can I just say something here,
Of course.
I want to thank the viewers right now. I want to thank you for being loyal, for remaining positive and being here watching our show, because it's gonna pay off for you. It really is. And I want to see people, I want to see them happy. I have found joy. I want the world to find joy. And that's only going to happen if you make InfoChammel your channel. And forget about this mass media. It's no good. But again, thanks, viewers. And you know what? I'm having a good time.
Yeah, you certainly are. That's for sure. I said you certainly are. and that's pretty appropriate. But yeah, just you do have fun. It's such hard work creating these technologies as you have been, and it's not an easy task, and it takes a lot of long hours. Here you are. You've been at you've been at our Panamint subterranean location now for 47 days straight.
Oh,
but you know
God,
what?
yeah.
That's not a whole lot different from what happens on a regular day. You are you're just a hard worker. You're pushing so hard to bring positivity to the airwaves, and we all appreciate that.
Yeah, I'll tell you. Thanks, Davey. It's been a grind over here. When you're living in a mountain lair, it does take a toll after a while. But you know what? It's all for a good cause. It's for the viewers out there and the listeners and the new ones coming in. We've got to do it. It's a fight that must be fought.
Yeah. Okay. I agree. We're looking for some more callers to call in and talk to Mr. Fred Furner. We'll see who's got more questions for this incredible man, and what I guess maybe I have a question here.
Sure.
I know that, you're able, this is, I don't know if we should talk about this on air, but you have been experimenting with subsisting on video colors. And I know that this is completely experimental, and I probably should have brought this up before we talked about this on the air, but I don't know if you want to get into that. It's the possibility. Well, let's talk about that after this call.
Thanks for calling InfoChammel. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Sasquatch Fever from New Orleans.
Okay. And what's your question for Mr. Fred Furner?
I just want to know how many colors he has on him right now.
Okay, that's a great question. Thanks for calling. What's it, Sasquatch?
Sasquatch Fever from New Orleans.
Sasquatch Fever. Okay.
Yep, thank you.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Well, Sasquatch Fever. Wow, what an interesting name. That has a lot of colors just in the name right there. Well, thanks for the question. Let's see. How many colors does Fred Furner have? You know what, Davey? Let's do something. Let's make this interesting. I want every viewer to think about that question, and I want them to call in with how many colors they think I have.
Ooh, I like that.
How many colors does Ferny have? That's the next one.
I like that. Well, I might give people a hint that it's quite a lot of colors. That's for sure.
Well, I don't like toot my own horn.
Thanks for calling InfoChammel. What's your name and where are you calling from?
G'day, it's Charlie from Australia.
Hi, Charlie. What's your question for Mr. Fred Furner?
Fred, you did an HD TV presentation at the World's Fair in 1988 here in Australia, and you probably don't remember hooking up with Sharon from cleaning. I mean, I'm not trying to put two and two together, but I was born 9 months after that HD presentation and that hot, saucy night, so...
Yeah. All right. Okay.
Wow. Okay.
I'm sorry. What's his name again?
What's your name again, caller? Sorry.
Charlie from
that's
Australia.
Right, Charlie from Australia.
You know.
Thanks for calling, Charlie.
This
thanks. Is something here. Now,
send the child support payments to the address I'm sending you now.
Right. Now listen to me, Charlie. I've been waiting for this day to come, and it has come. And I'm going to tell you what. I'm starting to break up right now, Charlie. Yes. I do remember your mother. What a beautiful woman. And I loved Australia. I was there, yes, for that event. And one thing led to another, a few drinks, beautiful gal, the perfume, and old Ferny got weak. But, okay, all right. We're going to talk more about that because I heard about her being pregnant after I left Australia, and I didn't know if it was real, and God, it's good to hear from you, son. It's fantastic. So we're gonna talk about this more, Davey. Oh God, Davey, that's
that's a big one. That's a big one, Fred. You know, we actually have another call ready to go. We've got a lot of echo coming through.
Yeah.
Hi, what's your name and where are you calling from?
Hi, I'm Ken from Kentucky.
Hi there, and what's your question for Mr. Fred Furner?
Well, first off, I just want to say I think Furner has at least 47 colors, and my question is, could you actually sing Happy Birthday for that Sasquatch Fever guy?
Oh, that's a good idea. Okay, thanks for calling.
Does he want me to sing Happy Birthday, Davey? Is that the question?
Yeah, that is the question. You know, I don't know. That's up to you. That's up to you, Fern. If you want to go and if you want to sing Happy Birthday.
Well, I'll tell you what, Davey. I'm here to put out the colors, as he said. He says 47. Let me address that first. I think that's a great guess.
I don't know about that.
It isn't quite correct, but it's heading towards the right direction. Now let's talk about the birthday song for Sasquatch.
Okay.
Is it?
Yeah, Sasquatch Fever. Sasquatch Fever, I believe.
Sasquatch Fever. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Sasquatch Fever. Happy birthday to you. Yeah, baby.
Wow. That was beautiful. All right. Well, let's see if we got some more callers out. Thanks so much for calling. Wow.
Yeah, Davey, I
think you just made...
I am a little emotional after the call from my son.
That's pretty intense. That's pretty intense.
Yeah.
Hi, thanks for calling. Can I get your name and where you're calling from?
Sam from Saskatchewan.
Sam from Sasquatch?
Yeah.
Okay. And what's your question for Mr. Furner?
You know, on this day of the 45th anniversary of the ending of the Vietnam War, I wonder if Fred could tell us a tale of his experiences in Vietnam.
Okay. Well, thanks so much for calling. Let's see what he has to say.
Thank you.
That was Fred, right?
I'm sorry, I didn't get his name. It might have been Fred. Yeah, calling from Chicago, and he was saying today, which it's the 45th anniversary of the end of the Vietnam War. Of course, as we just learned in your, I don't know if we watched this part, but as we learned, your service to the country was in Vietnam. You left Vietnam, and you were working with television electronics and radio electronics there. He wanted to see if you had anything to say about it.
Yeah, Davey, yeah. Well, Fred, it's not something I really like talking about too much, but I'll go ahead and answer your question. I worked my MOS, they called it. I was in the Army, and my MOS, I had a number of MOSs. One of them I'll give you a story about, which was a 12 Bravo. 12 Bravo was a combat engineer. And one time we were in country. We were pretty much in enemy territory. We were trying to set up a clandestine lab for the work that we were doing. I still can't talk about it at this point because, it's still classified. And but we were in country. We were in enemy territory in the jungle, setting up our facility that we needed, and all of a sudden we had a Viet Cong patrol come by, along with some North NBA regular soldiers that were with them. So it's a pretty heavy force, basically. We tried as best we could to conceal ourselves. Basically, there's no cover, because let me tell you the difference. Concealment is basically just hiding behind a leaf. Cover is getting behind a rock or something else to stop a round from hitting you. But anyway, we're trying our best to conceal. One of the guys in my unit had a cold. And the next thing I know, as these soldiers are passing us, Griffins was his name, sneezes. Wow. We looked at him and we're going, shut up, and we're up. And anyway, it alerted the enemy. We had to do hand-to-hand combat, and that went on for a good hour. It was brutal. It was brutal. But I will say that I was with a great bunch of guys, some great warriors. And if anybody out there is a veteran and has been in battle, you want your battle buddy to be a great warrior. And all I can say from that thing is the Fern Master's still alive. A few of my boys went down. They did not return from Vietnam, but yeah.
Well, we're so happy that you made it out of that. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Wow. These calls have gotten pretty intense, Fred. You've got apparently a child, and yeah, I've heard some of your war stories. They're very intense. All right, let's see who's calling now for Mr. Fred Furner.
Hi, thanks for calling InfoChammel. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hi, yes. This is Zechariah from Georgia.
Zechariah from Georgia. What's your question for Mr. Fred Furner?
Hi, Mr. Furner. Do you smoke weed? Just wondering if you smoke cannabis.
Do you smoke cannabis? That's the question? Okay, great. Thanks for calling. Let's see what he has to say.
Hi, Zachariah. How you doing? And thanks for calling. Do I smoke cannabis? Well, I do not. Now, am I against it?
Hello?
I feel this way, that each individual makes their own choices, right? So if that's something that helps you, if that's something you enjoy, we're talking about positivity and joy. That's what's important. As long as you're not hurting anybody else, that's the important thing. You need to make sure that you're not hurting anybody else. And if that's something that you want to do, then hey, more power to you. But the Fern Master does not imbibe.
All right. Thanks for that. I got a little distracted there. Sorry. Lots of good questions tonight, Fern. I can't, people, they want to know what's going on.
Yeah.
Our info people, they can't get enough info, apparently.
Well, that's what it's all about.
Hi, thanks for calling InfoChammel. Can you give me your name and where you're calling from?
Hey, my name's Jonah, and I'm from Canada.
Hi, Jonah from Canada. What's your question for Mr. Fred Furner?
Okay, so all that talk about Sasquatches earlier had me thinking if Fred's ever seen one, and if he has seen one, does he think that he could take it in a fight, maybe?
Okay, has Fred ever seen a Sasquatch, and could he take it in a fight, is the question. Great, well, thanks for calling, Jonah from Canada.
Awesome.
Well, Jonah, that's a fabulous question. Yeah, we haven't really talked about Sasquatch, have we? Well, I'm going to tell you what, as a matter of fact, I was working in a very deep forest, and now I can't go into the name or the location because of classified information here in the United States. And it was an extremely remote area, Jonah. And yes, I did, and to this day, I get chills, I get goosebumps at the thought at that moment when I saw Sasquatch, and here's an interesting tidbit about that occasion. He kind of came up on me. I actually didn't know he was there. He was very quiet. And I turned around, and there's this humongous, I don't know what to call him at this point. I considered him a human in some form. He had a quality about him that I just thought was amazing. And anyway, I turned, and from my combat training, I knew that I didn't want to become alarmed. I didn't want to alarm him. So what I did is I very calmly said, "Hi, welcome to my camp. Can I get you a cup of coffee?" Well, the next thing I know, Sasquatch shook his head, yes, in the positive. I had him sit down on the log near the fire where I was at. I poured him a cup of coffee, and he sat there and drank coffee with me, and we turned on the radio and we listened to some Elvis. And I'm here to tell you that Sasquatch loves Elvis. He went crazy. He was dancing around the fire. He was doing the Hully Gully and all these kind of dances that were real popular at the time. And I said, "Sasquatch, can I call you Sasquatch?" And he shook his head yes in the affirmative. And I said, "How'd you learn to dance like that?" Well, he just shrugged his shoulders and he just said, "Elvis." And those words came out of his mouth.
Wow.
Elvis.
Wow.
It was amazing. I cried like a baby that night after he left, and I said, I miss the guy,
Yeah.
He's a wonderful person.
Wow. Well, we have hold on just a moment here.
Hello there. Hello. Is somebody there?
Hello.
Hi. Could you please tell me your name and where you're calling from?
Yeah, this is Tom Killjoy, and I'm calling from Texas.
Texas? What's your name again? I'm sorry?
Sorry, it's Tom Killjoy.
Tom Killjoy, calling from Texas. And what's your question for Mr. Fred Furner?
I was going to ask him what words of encouragement he has for those suffering from Sasquatch fever.
Great. Words of encouragement that he might have for those suffering from Sasquatch fever. Let's see what he has to say.
All right, thank you.
Thanks for the call.
Yeah, good question. Good question. I was just speaking about the fact that I felt very, very melancholy after Sasquatch left. And what that was exactly what you're asking about. It was Sasquatch fever. Now, some folks have a Sasquatch fever that's not related to what I'm talking about. Those are the folks that want to go hunt Sasquatch or even kill him. I'm talking about a fever, Sasquatch fever, that when you come across Sasquatch, when you are one-on-one with the guy, something happens. It's magical. And if I ever meet or see Sasquatch again, I want to somehow see if I can bottle that energy, because I'm going to put it into InfoChammel and I'm going to send it out to all of you. You're going to feel Sasquatch fever. You won't need a doctor, but you might need a bed.
I love it. We got another call coming in.
Hi, thanks for calling InfoChammel. Can I get your name and where you're calling from?
Yeah, hi, my name is John Smallberries. I'm calling from Camden, New Jersey.
John Travolta calling from Kenton, New Jersey?
John Smallberries. John
Smallberry calling from Kenton, New Jersey. Fantastic. What is your question for Mr. Fred Furner?
I wanted to know who has more colors, Sasquatch or Tony Danza?
Tony Danza or Sasquatch? Who's got more colors? I don't know if Fred knows, but let's find out right now. Thanks for calling.
Great. No problem.
Well, that's another great question, too. Who has more colors, Sasquatch or Tony Danza? Let me tell you a little story about Tony Danza and me. I was at a hotel and I was attending an event. I can't talk about it because it is classified. And I went down to the hotel bar. You know, I wanted a little pick-me-up. So as I'm sitting there, I order my whiskey on the rocks. And all of a sudden, out of the blue, who sits down next to me? Tony Danza. Well, one thing leads to another. We start having a great chat. And I found out that Tony Danza is a heck of a guy. He's one nice guy. So anyway, we're talking and find out that he really didn't want to be an actor. No, he didn't. He was a gardener before he became an actor, and he actually loved landscaping. Not a heck of a lot of people really know that. So the question, though, let's get back to that. Who has more colors, Sasquatch or Tony Danza? I'd have to say at this point right now it's Sasquatch, because there was something magical happened between Sasquatch and I. But Tony Danza is right up there. He's in the running.
Great. Hey, we got one last caller, Fred, and we are going to wrap this up. Let's hear what they have to say.
Hi, hello, are you there?
Yeah.
Yeah, can you please give us your name and where you're calling from? And yeah.
My name is John Paul, and I'm from Louisiana.
John Paul, also from Louisiana. Great.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell us what your question is for Mr. Fred Furner?
I'm just wondering if he has sort of a ringing endorsement for Sasquatch fever. I mean, he seems to know a lot about it.
Okay. Great. Well, that's a great question, and thanks for calling.
Thank you.
You have a great day.
Yeah, we got a lot of callers calling in from Louisiana there. Yeah. Popular area.
That's right.
And I was in Louisiana at one time. I spent the night there at a small little motel. Got great stories about that, but I'll save that for another time. Sasquatch fever. Well, Sasquatch fever, you could actually do a film on Sasquatch fever. You could write a book on Sasquatch fever. Sasquatch fever is an intense experience. And maybe, Davey, we can do a segment on it. Maybe, do some type of mini doc.
I agree.
That and talk about Sasquatch fever a little bit more. I'll tell you this, tell you true. My experience sitting around that campfire with Sasquatch himself was incredible. It was intense, and I had the fever.
Yeah. I can tell. Well, man, we've done it. We've got a lot of great calls. It's been just an amazing having you, Fred. I got to say, what an incredible broadcast. I'd like to thank our guest tonight, of course, the brilliant and delightful Fred Furner. You can follow Fred at www.infochammel.com and InfoChammel's Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Thanks so much to all our great callers tonight and your well-thought-out questions. And thank you, our viewers, so much for tuning in and choosing positivity over grimformation. I remind you, we're here every Thursday night, 7:47 p.m. PST for Info Live Now, as well as Teleborg's currently intermittent live streaming, fully automated Posi Info broadcasts, where we tend to stream broadcast for an average about 8 to 10 hours a day on the days we're doing it. So if you need some Posi information, of course we have all of our standard broadcast areas like on Roku and YouTube. But we've got, if you want to see the new live stream with Teleborg, you can do that if you just check it out on Twitch and YouTube. We will be operating, eventually we'll be operating fully operational 25 hours a day coming up very soon. But until that, it's a little intermittent. So, Fred, you got any last words for us?
Well, I tell you what, I just want to put a shout out to all the viewers out there, everybody that called in. I love it. I want to do this more, Davey. I want to have fireside evening chats with the folks out there. We can talk about anything you want to talk about. I've had a very interesting life. So I'd be more than happy to take you all under my wing, talk about it, and enjoy the conversations. And thank you so much for watching and being loyal. Thank you all.
Yeah, that's really great. Yes, we have talked with Fred about doing some segments upcoming as part of our live show. Just stick around and follow us, and you'll find out exactly what's going on when it's happening if you follow all of our social stuff. Thanks so much for tuning in tonight. And every Thursday night, we'll do our best to make this show available for replay on your local InfoChammel affiliate, including Roku and Fire TV. Please be patient. Our live shows will soon be coming to Roku. So if you have a Roku, eventually what's going to happen is as soon as Fred and his team figure it out, we're going to be able to, our live streams such as this will go straight up to the Roku. That's coming real soon, so look out for that. So to Fred Furner and all the people of the world, I say, all the colors, and good night. Thanks so much for tuning in.